What's up? What's up? What's up? Happy Thursday. What's going on, everyone?
Let's go. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Another Smart Asset show. Let's go. We have a guest. Hello, Mr. Satoshi View. If you want to introduce yourself.
How's it going, guys? I'm Satoshi's View. You can call me Steven. My middle name Tucker, Satosh, whatever you like. But thanks for having me on, guys.
Shout out to Satoshi's View live on Smart Assets. Let's go. My name's Ivan Dimov. Shit, what the hell's my title? I got thrown off my script here. No, I didn't update the video. I didn't correct that audio. It's going to be a few weeks before I can probably fit that in the schedule. But have we got an episode in store for you? Then I'm already losing my voice. I've been on calls half the day, if not more. But that's just another day in Web3. Let's go. Evan, what's going on?
What's going on, Ivan? Honestly, there's a lot going on. If we're being real, there's some cool stuff happening in the space. A lot of dicey, topsy-turvy, all over the place kind of stuff. So I'm excited to dive into some of the more fun parts of Web3, things we can actually play with, enjoy, and interact with. And I think you guys have some fun stuff to show us today. And I have a cool project as well I'm going to throw in as well. So let's get into it.
Oof, I think we have a few exciting projects to talk about, but more importantly, we're going to deep dive into Upland with our special guest Satoshi's View. It's kind of been around there since the beginning, so definitely looking forward to get into this. For those of you tuning in, again, my name is Ivan, CMO of the American Crypto Academy. I remember this time, and this show we just deep dive into projects we like and projects we see promising of building something unique and creative. And so we like to highlight those to the community and share any insight we have, including any alpha. And I think I've lost track at this point. Hey, this is our episode 5, Evan. We've made 5 episodes. Nice job. And yeah, I think for the last 3, we managed to drop some alpha every single time. Thank you. And so let's go. Let's keep that trend going. I like it. Of course, to remind everyone, nothing we say on the show is in any way financial advice, mostly fun and entertainment, but we do enjoy these projects on a personal level between Evan and myself and our guests, and none of the opinions expressed here are in any way paid or sponsored. We're just having fun and sharing the alpha and what we discover with Web3 and what projects you're building. Man, I'm giggling the fact that we have this little piece of alpha coming up. Like Satoshi, you threw me for a spin right there. Reminder: stay tuned to the end of the show. We're gonna have the latest rug or scam in the space that we want to share with everyone. Look at Crypto Daddy 420 over there. What's up, Satoshi's View? We may or may not have a surprise with another guest. We'll see how time rolls. As we're international, we rely on many different schedules. So we'll get right into it. As I said, we'll deep dive into Upland first thing. I'm also going to touch a little bit on, and I apologize if I butcher this name, but Momoguru? Is that right?
I think it's Momoguru, yeah.
Momoguru. So excited to share about that. Satoshi, know about that?
No,
Have
I
you heard it
don't.
yet?
I would love to. It sounds like a good one here. What do we got?
Some say it's like the most hyped project right now in the space, so we'll see. They released the thread earlier today, which I'm very excited to share about and what's in store. But also, we'll let this is another great project that everyone's going to tell us about is Claynosaurs. Like him and I have been going back and forth publicly of trying to do trades. I'm trying to trade an next NFT for a Claynosaur because he's got a few of those.
It would be a good deal. It's just I'm going to explain to you guys why I'm so hesitant and I'm holding on to my Claynos. You guys will find out why later in the show.
No, I get it, but you have a few, and you know why. Like, I'm not just gonna give up the next NFT. So, like, but
I do.
awesome. But
Curious, what do you guys think about the OpenSea fee drop? I haven't asked many.
Getting right into it. Yeah, man. It's
funny. Let's talk about it. It's a hot topic. Let's get into it.
It's interesting, right? It presents an interesting problem that we've already seen solutions kind of come to fruition on Solana. I don't know if you're aware of what happened there with Magic Eden doing a very similar thing, and we went through a ton of different short-term remedies that didn't really work out. We moved royalties to the buyer side, so when you're purchasing an NFT, you're paying the royalties instead of the seller then taking that cut of royalties. That's been an interesting solution. We've seen now there's a new protocol which allows you to basically enforce royalties on the contract level so that royalties are always enforced. I think we're going to see kind of a hybrid approach coming into the ETH side, right? There's going to be probably a different solution to the same problem because there's so many great minds in Web3. I'm definitely going to sit back and kind of watch it play out. It does suck that it really hurts creators, though. I think that's the part about it that we can all agree on, is that some of these great projects that should have been getting paid are just not going to be getting paid that royalty anymore.
Yeah, I certainly agree with you there. Somebody asked me a question most recently, and that is a gentleman that I work with. He said, so considering we built the smart contract, to operate a certain way, how can they just go past it and allow change what was put in the smart contract? I thought the smart contract can't be changed. So that was an interesting topic to bring up.
Yeah, no, I think that's like the part that feels the most like that hot knife in the back, right? People were sticking with OpenSea because they were standing by creators in that way, the way that Blur wasn't. And now we're starting to see, even today, there were tweets with LooksRare and Blur teaming up to basically say, like, we are going to be, what was the exact thing that I saw? Let me find it real quick if I don't butcher it.
I really have more faith on the artists. I think OpenSea is shooting themselves in the foot a little bit, and so the artists are just going to get together and go to another marketplace and allow that marketplace to be more successful to OpenSea, especially for new and emerging artists. Because since they've reserved that, well, if you're a verified collection, you can increase your royalty, but if you're new, which again is a middle finger to the smaller creator, the smaller artist. And so for that reason, I'll be here for it, like Jahan says, to watch the show of another marketplace emerging, whether it's Blur or somebody else. There's lots of options, especially on Ethereum.
It stinks though too, because there's those options. Having options is that two side of that coin, right? Consumers have that option as well as people that are creating. And consumers are most likely going to opt towards not paying that fee unless they see or have a reason to, right? Like if you drop utility, if you don't pay your royalty, like people are going to be incentivized to pay that royalty. And I think there's certain ways that you can incentivize it outside of necessarily location where your collection's traded, which is
But that's what I mean. The creator has that option. Like the creator doesn't have to sell on OpenSea. Right now, everyone wants to sell on OpenSea, and right now, everyone wants to build on Ethereum because of the popularity. Because there's over 300,000 projects, and you're joining a really robust community. that supports one another. And so OpenSea is kind of like not being that player where they're supporting one another in the community and trying to make it about the money. And so like the community is just going to find another marketplace. And like, I'm not going to list my stuff on OpenSea and for the principle, and that's, I mean, isn't that what blockchains are all about? Is the principle, the fact that we don't need the middlemen. We don't need OpenSea.
I don't think we ever did. I think, it got a lot of hype, due to 40 Yacht Club. That was definitely one. But if you look at all the ETH that they made over, the course of the past 2 years, like it's an astronomical number. And, Blur had $100 million day the other day. And, people are complaining. But at the same time, let's really take a look at what OpenSea made. They have to have billions, So they really, in my opinion, they probably don't even care about the money going forward. So they could drop pricing just like, you might see with like a corporation dropping pricing with to compete with another one. You're going to see the same thing here. But it's the Wild West.
Still,
so it's like they're going to take it further.
Well, it's exciting here it's exciting to be here and watch it happen.
Yeah, it is.
We're all on the other side, so yeah.
What? So, where's the screen? Look what we got on deck.
Go.
Sao Paulo's here. I was very excited. I was very excited about Rio. Sao Paulo, as they all do, come from left field when Upland announces a city, and it's like, okay, next week this is happening. I'm still in Buenos Aires. Where am I? Look, I'm still here, and I still don't own a single property in Buenos Aires because they tricked me to fly there, and then I missed the time. They didn't trick me. I flew there, and it was a free travel. But I'm still waiting for. And honestly, I don't. Maybe you can tell me, Satoshi. I don't know when this neighborhood popped up open and available to mint. Like it was just like this one up top, which is mostly FSA properties, and then like 4 over here. So I feel like they added more neighborhoods, like another one over here, and this one right in the middle of the city. But before I jump into it, for those that are not familiar, let's do a little intro. Do you want to have the honors, please, of doing an intro of what Upland is, and then we'll get into the latest developments with them?
Yeah, I mean, so Upland, as of right now, and as of a long time as far as user base goes, Upland is the #1 metaverse. So I guess the best way I portray it right now is probably the best Web3 business protocol, in my opinion. The reason I look at it that way is because the opportunities are endless here, and the community strength. It's something else, and to see what the team has been doing in the background, providing various partnerships. Ready Player One, they've had a mission for a long time, and I think we're all seeing that they're finally executing on it. It's not often that you see a project drop and 25,000 NFTs get minted in one day, and they're doing this quite often. So when I was referring to 25,000, it was the drop today.
And that was Sao Paulo, right? Yeah.
Yeah. And even yeah.
Upland holds a dear place in my heart because that's what onboarded me to figure out what NFTs were in my journey down the rabbit hole of blockchains and cryptocurrencies. And so when I started using this very browser, Brave has these pop-up ads that are very Web3 focused, or at least they were. They've started expanding beyond that, but I saw an ad for trade property in the metaverse and on blockchains, and then I looked into more. Like, I didn't jump into the game immediately. I had to research a little bit about it, the whole story behind Upland, the fact that it was based on Monopoly. Are you effing kidding me? I grew up loving Monopoly. I still love Monopoly. I'll play Monopoly I'll throw dice on Monopoly any day someone's willing to play me. and so a bunch of Germans, they got together and decided, let's build a blockchain game based on Monopoly, but let's make it, this. And now you have a whole globe where you can literally trade real properties based on real physical addresses in this metaverse. Similarly to, not similarly, it's not the same like Monopoly, but it's got a lot of elements that come from Monopoly and even looks so. And these blue dots are some of the properties I own. I was born in Brooklyn in this game, in this metaverse, so that's why I have the significant presence here as compared to any other city. But it's been an exciting game to follow, opening city to city, partnership to partnership, going here to their list of partnerships. There are some significant partners behind this. I don't think I realized that there was actually a partnership with Gala Games, so I was going to look more into that, or maybe some details there.
That was through Vox. But yeah.
What's
Vox? Referring to me? Yeah, that was through Vox. I believe they had an asset sale. I think it was 0.88 ETH at the time, and I don't know too much about them. I did not participate in this one, but yeah, it's been in for, I don't know, 4 months now.
That's exciting because I'm very bullish on Gala, and I know so is Stars and Funds, and we have some friends in there, and we last October when we were in Vegas learned some alpha that they've recently released about signing with. So I can probably share this on air now, but they signed a deal with Mark Wahlberg, who moved to Vegas, and Gala's got studios and filming ready, and they're working on one. Well, at this point, they've announced they're working on several Web3 film-based titles, so it's exciting what Gala's doing. But it's more exciting to see that they partnered up with a game that onboarded me to NFT. So let's go.
Yeah, do you mind zooming in on San Francisco?
Oh no, not at all.
I want to tell a little story about it because when I came into Upland, I was looking for Tron dApps. So like I was looking, yield farming, etc. It's fairly new at the time, 2020. So I think DeFi got big in 2019. But I was looking for Tron dApps, and I stumbled upon dApp Radar, and I was looking at what the top dApps were, and I think Upland was ranked 8th overall, number 2 or number 1 in games, and number 1 EOS, and it's a monopoly. So they got me that way too. But when I joined, they only had San Francisco open, so all I had was this. There was abundance of properties to buy. We didn't have any tool sets, so you didn't have your UPX world. You had pretty much, you gotta eyeball it. And if you bought up a whole neighborhood, you were seen as a jerk. So the times have definitely changed. But zoom out of the map and show the details, like how many cities are open since then. It's been about 2.5 years. Like it's nuts.
Well, yeah, it's international now. Between here's the map of US.
Unbelievable.
And then we have South America, which today expanded with Sao Paulo, started with Rio de Janeiro, then Buenos Aires, where I'm still patiently waiting. Upland when? Before that, actually. Well, yeah, that was South America. Then Europe opened before South America with Porto, right? Porto?
I have some Porto, yeah.
And then right as there were, I don't know when this happened. I don't remember any announcements around it, but there was free travel. And I think we believe it has to do with the FIFA Cup. But there was free travel from the US via Doha. And that's when I discovered that they had a neighborhood open in Doha, but I guess I don't know how this happened. But so there was free travel to Buenos Aires or Rio? Buenos Aires through Doha. So that's kind of open. And so now it's in the Middle East. I'm sure Dirk is working and's got a plan for this region, as this region's very much into the metaverse. So I'm excited to see what happens here.
Yeah, got to give a lot of credit to the team. The amount of effort that goes in, the background is just insane. I can only imagine, like, being on an on-chain platform, and having that many users, and having the various partnerships they do, opening up the lands. Like, when you see the back end, it gives you a whole different perspective that you might not think about initially.
So I want to touch a little bit on what can you potentially do. Like, okay, you buy and sell properties, big deal. Like, someone can reproduce this, which, as a side note, a lot of people or a lot of projects have. Nobody's been nearly as successful and been able to achieve what Upland has. There's been plethora of metaverses created around using some sort of a schematic of the planet and offering up lots, but nobody's done it the way Upland has, one thing, and two, they haven't remained relevant. They haven't been able to establish themselves in any way. They haven't been innovative enough to take lead. And I'm still bullish here. But besides owning lots, you can also build on the lots.
You can also build on the lots. You can now host factories on the lots, storefronts, so you can run businesses on lots.
Yeah, you can build factories, and so that's why I zoomed to this particular neighborhood, because it's quite well developed. But there's I think there's a factory around here. Yeah, isn't this a factory?
I have a factory in where I produce as well.
Yeah,
San Fran.
There's factories that can produce, and so like let me take a step back. The main token within the game, it's only an in-game token. You can't exchange it. It's not tradable anywhere. It's called UPX, and UPX are used to buy and trade properties with. You can also, once you're established, trade properties for USD via PayPal, but different story. There's also yet another token, which is the SPARK token. And the SPARK token is used for staking for multiple reasons. One of them being when you want to build a building on the lot that you own, you have to stake SPARK in order to. Well, I cannot start because I already have a construction on there, but you stake SPARK in order to build the building, and depending on the size of the building, it takes a much longer time the bigger it is. But then anyone can contribute to your build when you partner up with other individuals in the game that have SPARK to spare. You can also rent SPARK. So if you have a lot of SPARK, then you can rent your SPARK out for others to use to build with. You also use the same SPARK token to stake into factories in order to manufacture assets, which are then tradable throughout stores. Like, for example, this is a store, and you go to shop now, and these are assets that either people that own have listed via this store, or one of the owners behind the store may also have a factory and produce some of these assets. There's different plays there. And so it almost creates a marketplace within the ecosystem where you don't have to exit out and still be able to trade assets. And mind you, these are all digital assets, aka NFTs. Anything to add here?
No, you pretty much nailed that. Yeah. And I believe I read they were releasing more stores coming soon.
There's also vehicles. Let's see. There was some. I think there was recently some for sale. Okay, no, right now it's just a capital theater. But last year, NFT NYC last year, Upland announced vehicles being released within the platform, as well as their game of their race game, which introduces several different raceways throughout the major cities where traditionally there's raceways to begin with. Is that a particular partnership? I forget off the top of my tongue.
No, so the Upland Racing is the team.
Okay. All right. I wasn't sure if like somebody like F1 or something like that was involved, but I'm gonna take a step back. There's all these cities, and that you can try. You have to travel from city to city. You can't buy property randomly. So if I click on this icon, it takes me to where my Explorer is. the Explorer randoms within a city randomly when you take your Explorer to that city, and then when you're minting new properties, your Explorer has to be near that property for you to be able to mint it and buy it. As well as collect certain aspects of the game. Like there's a send mechanism where I can take my Explorer, and if I want to send it to a specific location on the map from where I'm not near to right now, let me demonstrate real quick. I can click on any property, and then I can send my Explorer there, and it confirms that I want to send it. There's a fee associated with each send that then the property owner collects. Another angle of how your property or this game allows you to play and earn. In addition to what I didn't share earlier, is every property that you own pays a monthly rent that is listed when you go to purchase or mint that property. And so there's travel involved. One, within the city, when you're within a location, you send your Explorer to properties if you want to go to a particular location for whatever reason. But then there's also travel, and yeah, that was an example of a send where you can collect random sends. Now it disappeared. But then there's also travel within cities, and in order to travel within cities, there's trains and train stations, which are also assets of themselves. And every time someone uses a train station or a terminal to travel to, one, if they send to that, obviously the owner collects that fee. But also, is there any? Do the train station owners collect fees from the actual travel? Do you know?
I don't believe from the actual travel, but from the sends.
From the sends, and you have to travel, and so like this gives a great opportunity. So like in this example, this train terminal, there's 4 owners, and you have your pick of which owner you want to pay to send your Explorer to so that you can travel, and you don't have an option. You got to pick one of them. And so it creates a lot of intricacies that way. But wait, there's more. There's a lot more. There's so many layers of the onion to uncover here, and I've never really deep dived. That's why I thought it'd be a great opportunity to deep dive with somebody like Satoshi's View that's been playing this since freaking the very first city. I joined, like I said, what is that? The fourth city when I joined in Brooklyn. So now there's travel between cities, and travel takes time, not like real life time, but travel takes certain in-game time where you travel from one city to the other, and you pay a fee to travel. So you have to be strategic in what city. That's why I'm still chilling and waiting patiently in Buenos Aires to buy some more land, and so they can unlock more neighborhoods than what they already have. As you can see, there's a big opportunity here, and I don't want to spend my hard-earned UPEX to travel to another city only to have to come back because I want some property in freaking Buenos Aires. And but wait, I was going somewhere with this. And so you travel between cities, and so going back to cars introduce another option of travel. Not yet, but eventually you'll be able to if you own a vehicle. Wait, maybe it is yet. I don't own a vehicle yet, so I don't have the answer. But if you have a vehicle and it doesn't require flying because it's local, you can get in your car. It just will take you a little bit longer, and you would spend a lot less than as opposed to getting on a train or a flight. Having said that, I also want to say, sorry, I know I haven't shut up for a minute. I want to give you the floor, Satoshi, but there's the Hyperloop is introduced in here. One of the partnerships that Upland developed is with the Hyperloop, and so between certain cities, and I want to say it was Chicago, wasn't it Chicago and or Cleveland and Chicago or Kansas and
It was definitely Cleveland, Chicago.
Chicago. Okay, yeah, here you go.
Yeah.
So not only do we have train terminals, but we have a Hyperloop terminal as well. And so it's faster than obviously trains and cheaper than taking a plane. So just more options. But I was really excited. I've been following the Hyperloop ever since it was just an idea. And so it was really exciting for me to see it in the actual game. But yeah, now you can also travel with cars when available or when the options are down. Coming soon.
So what would I do so if I wanted to start playing Upland, I'd have to make an account, get in there, and see where it spawns me and kind of start there. Am I buying UPEX with crypto? Is there a way for me to earn enough UPEX to start my journey? I'm curious what that looks like for maybe some of our viewers too.
Yeah. So first thing you do is you'd use my referral link. Um, no, that's true. When you come in, I believe that they'll give you a location as far as where you can start. They'll probably start you in like a FSA area. You'll also get 6,000 for UPX, and you'll have something called a visitor's pass. Now you won't become an actual Uplander until you hit 10,000 UPX, equating to $10. And your first deposit, they're gonna match it up to 50% of the first deposit up to $100. So you get extra $50, and from there you probably pick up your first properties and probably list them. That's usually how it goes.
There's a caveat there, though. If you just go to a game and sign up, you're not going to get that 50% bonus. You only get that bonus if you use someone's referral code, whether it's Satoshi's Views, mine. You want to use a referral code, but then the referrer also gets a bonus, and so there's benefit to both. But you can't get, and that's a significant bonus. You basically get $50 for free in the game when you buy your first 100. You can't get it without that code. So like you really don't not want to use somebody's referral code that will give you that buy-in, because if you just go in and sign up, I'm guilty. I signed up because I couldn't wait. I saw a link. I researched on the game. I'm like, okay, I'm sold. Sign me up, and I signed up without a referral link, and I missed out on a 50% bonus. But that's why I always stress it. It's not for my benefit. Yes, I'm going to get a benefit out of it. You don't have to use my link. You can use Satoshi's link or anyone else's link on the team that you like the most. I like to share the wealth, use my link, and then the next person that signs up uses their link, and the next, and so forth. But the point is, don't go without a code because you miss out on an opportunity.
Very cool. So what blockchain does Upland live on?
So Upland's on the EOS blockchain, and they do a very good job at they do a very good job at hiding the fact that it is the blockchain. They don't I wouldn't say hide it, but they make the gateway easy, because we know that there's a learning curve when it comes to blockchain. So what they pretty much do is keep it all in chain in the background, and allow the user to take on the lessons of learning the chain if they prefer to, but they don't make it a necessity.
That's nice. I'm glad to hear that. I'm gonna be spending some time on this. I didn't realize that we were working with a Monopoly-esque inspired game that changes everything. In all honesty, for me.
Let's go. That's the main aspect that sold me on this game. It's like, what? Monopoly on blockchains already? Let's go. Enough said. I've probably bought every single Monopoly game out there over my lifetime that has existed, including Simpsnopoly, which was a Simpsons version of Monopoly because I was a Simpsons fan.
Funny. Maybe I'll have to sell you some Monopoly games.
But I had a British one from England, like that's all red with pounds, not dollars. I was very excited about that. I still have some of that. Like it's from like from the 80s. I have pieces of it because I thought maybe one day it's worth something to some collector. Maybe I'm the collector because I'm still holding on to it.
That's funny. Well, the one thing that this does that Monopoly doesn't is you can produce earnings from the properties and dividend or rent yields. That's something that I took great advantage of. So there'll be definitive collections between all the properties, and each property, if you mint it at the mint price, of course, you would get a 14.3% yield currently, and they originally were at 17 something, and they drop it over time to focus on the economy. But I did speak to Dirk back in 2020 or early 2021, and I reached out based off of concern, because I was in CRO at the time, and they had a 16% annual yield, and then they just dropped it off out of nowhere to 6%, and that hurt their economy dramatically. So I was reaching out to make sure that he wasn't going to do the same, and we reviewed the whole model, and he told me that realistically they can't drop the yields until there's a functioning economy, and it's really interesting to see it play out, and yeah, it's something that I capitalized pretty well on, and I'm quite proud of my dividend yield. It's something I take pride in.
Yeah. There's so many layers. I was just thinking, what else have we not talked about? But there's so much we haven't talked about in this game. One thing they do really cool is these sort of, what's it called? Unique buildings, legendary buildings, or what's their word? Landmarks. There you go. Landmarks. Landmarks are done on reverse auctions where they start at a really high number and go down until someone's willing to click buy. And I haven't tracked this, but since the very beginning, wasn't Chrysler the first building that was sold, Satoshi, from all the landmarks?
I think the first landmarks might have been in San Francisco. I didn't catch them.
Well, whether that was so or not, I don't remember because I wasn't around for San Francisco, but I was around when landmarks in New York were starting to be released, and I think the first one was 10 million UPIX, which is like what is that? $10,000?
Yeah, 10,000.
Yeah, and it didn't last. Like someone just clicked buy, and I forget it was somebody. Was it Sam? I forget who it was.
Sam got Grand Seneca Station or Grand Central Station, and that was 24,000, I believe, or 24 million PX.
I thought it was somebody that. Oh, there it is. There's Seneca. He owns this. A friend of ours. But so I forget who it was. I thought it was somebody we knew, and they asked him, "Why did you buy this?" Because like, why not? Like, there's only one of these, and I'm a fan of the game, and I'm not gonna wait for someone else to get it. I'm gonna get it as soon as it's available. And I think a lot of the landmark buildings have been sold that way. Or am I talking about the wrong building?
No, the one that gets me the most is the New York Stock Exchange building, and I think the Federal Reserves is the ones like I kick myself every day for not getting. It was a great race to Wall Street. That's pretty much the best way I could put when New York opened.
And they all pay a monthly rent or earnings to the holder, which is exciting because like this building basically gives you $278 every month. Well,
yeah,
UPEX, but you can buy property and then sell property that pays you in USD, and so it creates an opportunity. And so like these earnings they can be significant within the gameplay. In fact, I think Satoshi's got a formula where your earnings based on square footage or how many lots you own, and
all my has to do sauces. Yeah. So I guess if we're gonna give it all away, we might as well,
No, I didn't mean to. I didn't know.
No.
Yeah, but it makes sense. It's not a secret sauce.
It's public. So what I go for, I go for when possible, I'll go for a collection to increase my dividend yields, but I'm always compounding my interest. So, the thing that I found best, my secret sauce, is buying properties that that are underpriced in my opinion, and are the highest UP2, based off the pricing. Because when it comes to the yield, you're going to get the same yield regardless. So my thought process is, why not get more bang for your buck? So I believe I'm ranked 22 as far as UP2 sizing right now, holder. And as far as dividend yields, they've been pretty generous to me. I compound every couple hours. So
I still don't know what that means. You compound every couple hours.
So every it's not every time, is I get roughly like 41,000 UPX per day. So every 6 hours, I would say, I have enough to acquire another property, and I just keep buying more and more and increasing my yield. I actually haven't taken anything out of Upland, and it's been 2.5 years. I made an attempt at a withdrawal once, and then I got FOMO, and I pulled it out.
I'm looking for a well gift for you.
Man, you're getting me excited now, because there was a game that I was super into that kind of fell off, that like had that same energy where you're just building that momentum over time. I spent so much time on it, and not a ton of money, but you smart with your money and you compound, and now you're making me really want to get heavy into Upland.
Oh, it's like an addiction. Like I have it as a tab all day, every day. Like, You know, if I'm about to go to sleep and I see that I'm about to collect my yield in 45 minutes, I'm not going to bed for another 45 minutes.
Dang, man. So okay, so it's a lot of passive gameplay. Like, is there anything that you could do like actively to increase your earnings?
Yeah, here,
Wait,
Ivan, if
where's
you can
where's
scroll to Parthenon. If you scroll down to the bottom of San Francisco, it should be there. Oh, no, scroll in. No, you were there. Back
what
up the
part
map.
on?
Back up the map. Yeah, my DAO. Scroll down to my factory.
I don't know where your factory
To the
is.
left, to the left. San Francisco. And then it should be a dot, gray dot at the bottom right there, to the right.
This one?
Slightly more to the right now. It's like literally bottom to
Oh
the
wait,
right.
the other right.
Yeah. And then there should be like just a gray dot. Yeah. There you go. So if you zoom in on that, and I think you hit it's not shift control, and then if you hit the mouse button, you can see all statues that I produced. So they take Spark hours to produce them. I think I'm one of I don't know 10 or so factories or manufacturers within Upland. That's including FIFA. And there's a bunch of statues, but I don't have a storefront because I decided to do it a different way. I want to do wholesale deals. I didn't want to do retail. I'm quite busy as it is, so I was able to score wholesale deals. So those are all pretty much bought up already. They're just waiting to be moved.
So then what why are people acquiring those in the game? Are those then so then they do the retail, they kind of piece those out or
Yeah. So gentlemen that I work with, we don't have the best way of doing it right now, but they opened up storefronts that most recently, so we can. So he could actually sell these assets out of his store if he likes what I'm producing.
interesting, very interesting.
And it takes this is a medium-sized factory, so I'm putting out roughly 400 statues per month, give or take. And the spark that's necessary to stake, it's like $4,600 worth. But it's all acquired over time. It's not like I just purchased all that spark, yesterday. It's you earn spark for logging in, for treasure hunts. I got airdropped initially; it didn't even exist. But
Okay.
yeah, so people will acquire these to decorate their properties pretty much as of right now. So not too much utility at the moment. But you could see the hype that's really behind it, just by statues.
That's really cool, man. There's a lot more to this than I even assumed just talking with Ivan and then one of my mom's friends actually is big into Upland too. I forget what his username is. I asked him, but it's something I wish I would have got into earlier, but I definitely feel like I need to get into it now before things catch up. I have a little time, a little breathing room in the bear market to hopefully get myself some land.
And it's funny you mention that because that's something that's really nice about Upland. We don't have fluctuations like your typical market would have. You know how Decentraland and Sandbox were traded on centralized exchanges. So UPX is not traded on centralized exchange. So everybody that has it is pretty much a participant in the platform, and that pretty much separates them. But yeah, we should definitely get them in.
And another point that I wanted to make is that also Upland has thought about new players, and there's a lot of cities since Satoshi started playing. There's a ton of cities since I've started playing also after him, and there's still tons of cities that yet haven't been open all over the world. And so, oh snap, it's okay, I'll fix it later. But so there's what's called a Fair Starting Act, and based on how they monitor the economy overall and how they open up new cities, a lot of properties, not a lot, designated properties are reserved for the Fair Starting Act, which when you zoom down in, you see some properties are labeled as that. And what that means is that Satoshi's view and myself cannot buy those properties because we're already at a director or higher, or executive or higher. We've reached a certain level of what's it called, net worth within the game in the metaverse, to where we are not allowed to buy these FSA properties. They're reserved for new players that haven't established themselves yet, and they're also fairly priced. Like, these properties will not be still available in the city that opened today had they not been FSA properties. But it creates the ability for when a new player comes in and they pick a city, you want to pick a city that's and you do a little bit of research before you actually start the game as to, okay, which city should I pick right now when I'm first starting in Upland, so that you want to pick a city that's designated and has a significant amount of property secured for new players. That way you have an equal opportunity to wander around and collect a certain amount of properties where they're not all in the same neighborhood, one next to each other or something like that. And you're not competing with all the whales in the space that are buying up properties as fast as the game or the software allows them to. And with that, some cities like Sao Paulo, I believe, is one of them. It's what's called a vanilla city, where 40% of all the properties, or is it 40%, Satoshi? Correct me if I'm wrong.
I think this one's 35% would be FSA.
35% of the properties are reserved for new players or as FSA properties. There's a little bit of caveat with FSA properties. When you buy them, you're only allowed to sell 2 FSA properties per week. I didn't find that to be an issue in any way when I was getting through the system. And so but I tend to be a diamond hands and not a big flipper, which is why I still have a lot of the properties I bought in I don't even want to look at Satoshi View's display and how many plots he owns.
Oh my god, there's dots everywhere. There's dots everywhere.
But that's why I have so many in Brooklyn. I don't want to sell them. That's where I started. Like, I've flipped a lot. I managed to get into. I did quite well with flipping some properties in what is this?
Staten Island.
Staten Island. But even those now, I'm holding on to them because they're in good locations. I managed. Oh, how is it? Okay, and I'll give you the word. I wanted to touch a little bit on collections. Not all neighborhoods are created equal, just a little bit like in real life, but collections drive a lot of that, where there's, excuse me. Well, and right now, because I'm in, what is this? I think I'm Buenos Aires, so it's showing me Buenos Aires, but let me pick something like Brooklyn. There's a lot of collections, and they get more and more exclusive and higher demand and very unique or historic. And when you complete a collection, you can designate a property almost like it's a staking mechanism, but you're not really staking it. You're like, okay, this property is completing this collection, and then that gives you a boost on your monthly earnings from those 3 properties as you designate, or 2 or 4, depending on the collection. But that also creates a much higher demand. And so these uncommon and rare and legendary collections are a few per city, and everybody wants those because they obviously have a higher price. There's a limit to them, and a higher reward based on completing the collection. So you want to, as a property owner, you want to complete these collections. As you can see, I haven't completed a lot of them, but I have some of the easier ones to achieve. And you get more earnings, and that makes that particular neighborhood a lot higher of a demand. And so when Staten Island opened, I managed to get a couple in this. I think St. George is one of the gold or legendary collections, and so I was able to flip it for a lot. I didn't cash out. I'm reinvesting my earnings right back into, just like Satoshi. It's like a drug. You just want to buy more properties.
I'm not taking out.
No. There's still the rest of the world to go, but it's been a very exciting journey. But I wanted to highlight that there's different neighborhoods that have different sort of demands. I'll give you another example. My very first property I bought was in. Oh, I was supposed to give you the floor. Sorry,
I own the hook. I own the hook. If you go down there after
the hook,
I own the hook, the actual hook. Yeah.
This hook.
Yeah, scroll in. Not on the hook, like slightly up, and then I'm the first property right there.
Oh, the red.
The house. You'll see a house right there. That's mine.
This
below that. No. I'm pointing
this?
like you can see me here. right there.
This right here. Oh, there you go.
That's my prize.
That's amazing. Oh my! I am so like seeing you had like those collections. That's literally just gave me the most Monopoly. Like I did. Oh, gosh! I almost would just want us to get started right now. So do I
Yeah.
need? I honestly kind of want to get my account.
But wait, there's more. So
But wait, there's more. Yes.
Yeah, like a Billy Mays. But wait, there's more. So they recently introduced Dev Shop. So people can actually link their account to something external, such as a game or a website, and that's fairly new. So that's another opportunity to get in because now you can have an external linkage between various metaverse projects.
That's interesting.
Not only that, but they also introduced Ready Player Me avatar compatibility. I guess that's supposed to be me. I did the best job I could. I think Ready Player Me has some limits, which is exciting because I just spoke to another developer today that's got a solution to that. We may be exploring that as an option for ACA and not Ready Player Me. Sorry, Ready Player Me.
Wait, can we have the chat vote? Because I want them to vote if it actually looks like you or not.
Oh, can I make this bigger? Hold on.
I mean, it's pretty close.
It's pretty accurate. Yeah, I can't knock it.
All right.
They did a great job there.
Oops. Too close.
So you said you can claim your rewards every 6 hours and
Every 3 hours.
3 hours.
Mhm.
Okay, and what's like like with me starting and say I get myself to like 3 properties, like how much realistically like will that make me in UPX? Like not very much. Like is it gonna
Yeah. Like,
am I gonna need to get like 30 properties at least before I start seeing any sort of compounding opportunity over a couple weeks or?
yeah, I would say maybe roughly 30, depending. It's tough to say depending on. I guess it depends on what pricing you get them at, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would say 30 at mint. Yeah, you should see results in a couple weeks.
Okay, very cool.
So, yeah, I wanted to find an example of a property that was available for sale just to show you price, and then is it going to show me price if I'm not near it?
You'd have to click on them. The green.
Yeah. I was trying to find one that wasn't bought. Okay, so yeah, it doesn't show me. Oh yeah, no, it does. So this one costs 5,439 UPX, which is equivalent to $5.44, and it pays $65.79 each month, which is 65 cents. So you do the math from there based on what you acquire and what it pays.
6.5 cents.
Thank you, 6.5 cents, because $5 3, yeah, so 6.5 cents every month. And so it also like this is a small tiny property. If you click on a bigger property, you see.
And how much does that one cost in UPX? Can you even see that since it's FSA?
Yeah, it shows you.
And we do have a Zillow too, like a Zillow style website.
Oh, that's cool. Oh yeah.
I'm not clicking on you. Is this a little bit bigger? 28, a little bit bigger. So this one's 72.52, and it's paying 87.72 each month. So $7 and 8 cents or 8.7 cents. 8.
You said it's like 17% or so Satoshis.
14.
Right now it's at 14.3.
Okay.
And then if you equate the boosts in there, multipliers. But even then, like it's tough to get the collections because people do want a premium for the properties there.
Right. And that's the place to get a collection because, well, even then, like, so we saw the average price was like what $5-7, but then resale price is now floor price and this is taken into account whatever's on my screen. Floor price here is $880, even though you can buy them for less for five. So you can potentially flip for little earnings and keep buying more properties. It's also then it's a lot more active. So like if you have that kind of time, you can sit there, flip properties. Now they're not going to sell right away, but if you price them right at the floor in a particular neighborhood or a city, they're going to sell significantly fast. We're talking probably hours, if not days,
Right.
or days, if not hours.
Okay.
But then it's like, I don't necessarily want to flip my properties. I think they're going to appreciate over a long period of time. And I'll give you an example. When, from my perspective, when I was still in Brooklyn and buying lots there, the floor was, trying to think, I think it was at around $8. Oh, wow. It's dipped to $3. Huh?
Yeah, it's I can give you the links if you want to take a look at all the flooring.
Yeah.
Actually, I made a tweet about it coming in, like, so I could just share a tweet, but I tweeted all the stat tools and another tool for earning. I would go to
$5. I don't remember, but like
go to
the floor
first link.
fluctuates. Okay, going. Hang on. Where am I at? Discord. What link?
No, I
Oh,
can send
wait,
it.
in here. Okay, no. I wasn't sure where to look. First link, you said? Second,
No,
third
here.
link, last link?
I'll shoot you another one. Hold on.
Oh, on the tweet itself. Okay.
Yeah, so I actually I gave everybody like tool sets if they want to take a look. These are all the tools I use like pretty much daily, but this is the main one.
This one?
Yeah. So that one I go to search properties, search what's up for sale, see what's minted, see what floor pricing's at, check my account, check charting. Like, so if we type your account in the search bar, it pulls up all the data, and I'll have you take a look for yourself. And then it's even charted out there. So we could say, yeah. Shows your yields before boost. It shows total properties, stake spark, UP2 sizing. And if you scroll down, that's all the list of all the properties that you hold, and you can see them, visually.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember when this tool first came out. It was something else. I guess that's when it all felt real.
For February. For sale. So, 1.7% for sale in Apparel City. Let's see, San Francisco. 1.8% all of San Francisco for sale. Oh no, in USD, and then 11.6 in UPX. Wow. I just realized we spent a whole hour talking about Upland. But wait, there's more. However, I'm gonna stop sharing about Upland because it's been a whole hour. Do you know what more is? So now that we have buildings, they've introduced business licenses. They haven't actually taken utility within the game yet, but there's business. Wait, did I say that backwards? There's business licenses coming. So those should jump in here and correct me at any point. Feel free to interrupt. But business licenses coming. You'll be able to open up different businesses in the different locations you have. And so, like, if you want to have a coffee shop, if you want to have a restaurant, whatever type of business you want, you'll be able to. maybe you don't have the time to mess around with all of that. I don't know what my puppy's bothering me about over here. That's what like lit up. If you hear it is, but if you don't have time to mess around with businesses and run your own businesses, you can then lease your business license out, and you need a business license to open a license. So that creates a demand for the licenses to begin with. And in addition to that, assets, even third-party assets, will be importable. The bridge is already introduced, and some of these functions are already working. You can introduce NFTs and import them into, whether it's your Explorer, like I showed, we had a little Explorer that moves around. Whether it's you import an Explorer, and now you make that image that you've imported as your Explorer, or other assets that one. You now have a designated residential space within the game. I live in Brooklyn, my very first property. That's where I moved in. I figured that was my first property. I bought it not knowing how to play the game. The first property I could buy, I bought it. I knew nothing about the game. And I spent $6 of my $10 or whatever I started the game with on that one property. I'm like, what the WTF was I thinking? But you have a designated residence. The properties you have will be able to be rented out for residences, because you're going to need a residence or an address of residence in order to use some of the functions within the game. You can import assets. You can display them within the residence. Friends that you put on a list can visit your residence without you being there. You can actually host inside your home and whatnot. Like, all of that is coming. It's slowly been building there. And I know a lot of projects says, "Oh, this is what we're bringing." They've said that since the beginning. I've only watched them execute it. Like in a proper way, just like they control the economy and make sure that introducing a new city doesn't throw off the whole economy and overall the game. That's how they're introducing these new abilities, utilities, development tools, partnerships, and everything else they've been doing. And there you go. We dedicated a whole hour and nearly a whole episode. I still want to touch real quick on a couple of the other projects we wanted to mention, just because of how exciting they are. And I still want to wait. Satoshi's got alpha. He's gonna not
Can
really
you-
alpha, but
we'll play the sound or no? Because the sound's very important. I can wait for you guys to drop at a later date. Yeah.
Let's test real quick. Let's bring up a YouTube video or something and test. Anyone out in the audience can give us a shout out if they hear some tunes over here. Let me share this real quick. Oh wait, I am already sharing. Can anyone hear this?
No volume.
Yeah, it has to have the volume.
I cannot get my dang account for Upland to work. It says that it's a incorrect email format. What does that even mean?
Do you have a Proton email?
I use my Gmail, I use my Proton. Neither one's working. I don't understand. I'll have to do some troubleshooting off stream.
Maybe if it's a video on the actual, like if I have the video on my computer and it's not a stream, maybe that's when it plays it, because I swear I've played video before where the sound came through.
Yeah, I mean it is a 13-second teaser, so.
Oh look, Tyler said looks like me. Crypto Daddy 420 says nailed it. Let's go. I think that's John. I'm not gonna give him out. Present. Do I have video? Can I think of a quick video on my? Yes, I have video I can find real quick. See if something that's on my computer plays audio. And then, do you have the file or do you have a stream, Tucker?
I have the file, but I also have the Vimeo. I have the GIF, but GIF doesn't play the sound.
So let me see here.
I mean, worst comes to worst, maybe I could just drop it. Twitter.
No, I'd love to be able to play this because I've played what you're about to show as a demo.
And that's not even all. It's just, we try to make it as minimal as possible.
Let me see here. Where's the closest video I can think of? Right in here. I'm looking for MPEG. Let's go. And does this have audio? No. Of course, the first one I picked, no audio. Oh, geez. Well,
It doesn't have to go out tonight.
Ooh. This has audio. I know it doesn't, but I want it to. Let me share. This is just this is just a test. Video file. Oh. Oh. Do you want to share? You can share a video file directly when you go to present. Well, let me share my video file. That way we test it.
Yeah.
But it should work because hey, no. Okay, I guess it's done. Okay, I'm getting there.
I guess in the meantime, what were the other projects that you were going to bring up today?
Could talk a little bit about
what exactly is an NFT?
It's working.
Is it just a picture on the internet? Despite what
That's not
all right. So if you share video, we'll be able to hear the sound.
Oh, you have it. It's the first link that I sent over, the Vimeo, or second one.
On your twit.
Here, I'll just. What do you want me to send? I can send it on Discord.
Yeah.
It's in here though, in this.
Oh, in the private chat.
Yeah.
The first link.
Second.
Yeah, but like I need second link, but I need to download it. Do you have it downloaded? Do you have it on your computer? That's how it worked.
Let me see if I could drag it. Yeah, one sec.
You gotta have the file, and that will play the sound. And then you can present on the bottom and present a video file.
Let's see.
Yo, Love Club Dal, welcome.
It's gonna be a pain.
Which part?
No, finding it.
Oh.
Because we did some editing to it, but no, I think we'll save it.
Oh.
We'll save it. It's fine.
Oh, what a bummer. Should I try real quick? Let me. This isn't YouTube, so let me try real quick, huh?
See.
If it doesn't work, I'll stop it immediately.
non-fungible.
Wait, no, remove. Share, yeah, but that's gonna share window. I don't know if that's gonna work. And I can't do full screen. So maybe we shouldn't do this. Sean, send me the file. Sean, if you hear me,
I don't
send
think
me
Sean
the
has it now. We literally we completed just in time, but it was kind of like we weren't gonna drop it if not necessary. Like no rush.
I know there's no rush, but I want to.
Let me see if I could.
All right. Testing. Can you hear it?
No. Hold on. Let's see. Can I drag the file?
Oh, yeah. All right, maybe not.
I think we'll
Can't
figure
hear
it out later.
We'll figure it out. Maybe next time we can release it. Evan, talk to us about the Claynosaurus, and when are you gonna trade that NFT with me?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I gotta if this little preview gets me hyped up, it might happen.
Now we got more writing on the previous Satoshis. Let's go.
I'm just teasing. Oh goodness.
No, you have witnesses.
Oh, okay. Can everybody see my screen?
Now we can.
All right. So this is the preview that we got before Mint even happened of what these little Claynosaur guys look like. No, there's no sound. The sound is epic. I definitely recommend going and looking. But so basically, these Claynosaurs were created by a group of animators in the traditional, entertainment industry. I believe they're at 19 animators now. Their team keeps growing as they find friends within the industry that want to participate and be a part of it. But they created these really cute little dinosaurs. They're one of my favorite, and a lot of people agree, 3D NFTs that have hit the market. And there's a lot more than that. They did a really cool drop in Lisbon for one of the events that they had there. They're also doing another secret stealth drop in Paris, that you will be able to find these little cards throughout the event and redeem those for some unique NFTs that are extremely exclusive. Some cool stuff that they're doing. These that will be the croissants. In the past they did these sardines. I can bring you to OpenSea to Magic Eden, sorry, to look at some of the different collections that they have. So their main collections, the Claynosaurs, they then airdropped clay makers to all the Claynosaurs, and these clay makers you will use to make different items, different armor pieces, different items to interact with in the Claynotopia game that they're creating. Um, so for the clay makers, you're going to need clay. Let's go check out what we're dealing with here in the clay section. Lots of different colors, and these colors are going to be used in combination to make different items, different color items, different utility items, and those are going to tie back to the classes. So this game is all going to be dependent on teamwork. They're doing a good job so far of incorporating the community to work together to find benefits and find the little secret hidden things that they are adding to their universe. So with different combinations of colors, you're going to be able to be a warrior, a tank, a stalker, tracker, gatherer, or mender. All are going to be extremely vital for the missions or the quests. That's what they've decided they're going to be calling them, in which you're going to be able to receive airdrop rewards in the Clanotopia ecosystem. Tons of cool stuff that these guys are doing. Some of the best animators in the space. I definitely recommend at least giving them a follow on socials as they're doing some crazy things. Ayoko, I'm not going to try to pronounce his name. One of the co-founders of Solana really believes in them. He's made several pretty telling tweets about them. They've done a good job of collaborating with other communities, particularly Elixir, one of the biggest NFT dexes that's been released so far. They're doing something really cool with them this week. They're calling that the Siege of Elixir, where their communities, the Klano community and the Elixir community, are coming together to do some really cool stuff. We're not quite sure on what that's going to look like yet, but they're always looking for opportunities to collab with some of the biggest projects. Cab Animation, he's one of their, he is the co-founder and creative director. He's been a visual effects animation supervisor on some of the biggest movies ever. I know, in my personal opinion, he worked on Avatar, Avatar 2. He worked on 3 of the Jurassic Park movies and Jurassic World movies. Also, lots of other animation movies that you guys can look through his page and find. And this is just the start. Their whole team is extremely talented. They do a good job of highlighting their different animators in their Discord. Twice a week, they do live streams of active animation so that you can see their processes and kind of learn a thing or two and just kind of gawk over the skill that these guys have, because it's really immense and really honestly impressive compared to a lot of the other projects that I've seen. Super excited to see this one through. The team is unmatched in quality, and I think just their incentive structure. Every person that joins their team, they're not getting paid; they're getting a percentage of ownership of the Claynosaur's name itself, and then they are distributing IP down to the holders to use in all different ways that they want to. Let me actually go to the collection itself, and we can talk a little bit about the uh, different traits that they've added. So there's lots of different species, 6 to be exact as of now. There will be 9 at some point. They're adding the pterodactyls that will be coming from the sardines drop. Is going to be very exclusive. Only 222 of those total. But we come back to the main species, and there's 6 species, lots of different color waves, as you can see. Lots of different facial expressions, walking patterns. Some of them stand still. Some of them do little winks. Some of them are grumpy guys. Very, very cute animated dinosaurs. And they're also going to be tackling the short form content scene. If anybody has a relative or somebody that has, you have a niece, you have a cousin that's in the younger generation, you'll know that, the Minions were a huge thing for family pop culture, right? Those little guys with all their energy and personality that comes through with very little actual English, right? It's a lot of sounds and facial expressions and actions. And these guys are tackling a very similar approach with their color schemes that they went for, as well as the facial expressions and movements. I'm super excited to see them add different clothing items, armor that you're going to be able to wear on your dinos, further adding to that personality. And they're going to be pumping out short form content via TikTok, YouTube, Instagram to kind of garner a similar type of community, that kind of the approach that Sappy Seals has gone with. Bringing the community power together to distribute these memes, create personality around the actual art itself and the collection and the community that's built themselves up behind it. Super excited to see this one through. I think they're honestly very undervalued with the experience of the team and the motivations that they have. So I'm gonna be very excited to update you guys in a few months on where this one is. But I do want to just make a point that these are only 25 Solana floor right now. And I say only because I do believe that this is going to be one of the biggest projects that comes out of the entire Solana space. So I just want to make a point to say that on episode 5, these were only 25 Solana, and we'll check back in a couple months, maybe a year from now, and see where we're sitting at. So just wanted to make that little call out. Hope you guys enjoy these little dinos. They're so freaking cool. Even if you can't own one, it's going to be fun to participate in the meme culture and the GIF culture that's about to really get unleashed this year with these guys.
All right. That's equivalent to about $600 right now. If we take $24 per soul at 25, $600 for a little cartoon dinosaur.
It is.
What I did like was the distribution to the team and how they pay them. Very interesting concept.
Yeah, so I mean, they're all in it for the long haul, right? Nobody's getting like paid. It's like you're all in it to find that success, and they're going to be finding income streams through that short form content and whatnot. Not distributing that to the holders. That's what they're going to bring for themselves, which I think is a great way to incentivize it so everybody kind of wins.
Yeah, very nice.
It's a good leadway into a little bit about what I wanted to share on this next project. Momoguro. If you haven't heard of Momoguro, they're one of the most hyped up projects right now with 126,000 followers. They just launched their initiative back in September and are kicking butt. I wanted to share, and this does a really good summary up until now. Okay, I saw a bunch of cartoons like, okay, well, the Claynosaurs are doing this, so what's unique about this project? I'm proud to say that I am on their allow list. I believe, Evan, you are also?
Not yet, I was told. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Oh.
I'm not officially on it yet. So you're higher than me on this totem pole, Ivan. So you're locked in.
Well, I have ascended, as they call it in their Discord, and am on the allow list to mint this project. But what's so unique about it? A bunch of cartoons. Let me go through their thread real quick. It's like 10 slides. It's just take me a minute, but oops, and I hit that wrong button. first of all, the studio, Momoguro, it's a 9 times Emmy winning cartoon or producing studio that goes in the name of Baobaba Studios. It's actually on the very bottom of their page. Baobaba Studios. I can play you this, but like, there's no audio, but it does give you an idea of their capacity as a cartoonist or illustrator or producer of what they're capable of. This is right on their website, and so they want to inspire everyone to create, and that translates to all their NFT holders with stories, with characters, etc. They have a really significant board of advisors that come from all leading platforms that we all use from Web 2, be it Twitch, be it one of the other slides highlights the names of that they're involved, but you've got Zynga in here, you've got Pixar, Playwriter, there's DreamWorks, Netflix, Disney, there's here they are: Pixar, Netflix, Twitch, Zynga, Tribeca, Chairman, and countless others. So really significant board of advisors. Really significant backing of investors, including Disney themselves and Comcast. But Samsung, Shanghai Media Group, their plan, they want to they want to share the love with everyone. It makes a little giggly, like when I was reading this earlier, but the fans, the holders are all going to get to benefit from what they've created and established. These are the founders, the CEO, CCO, CTO behind the team. This is some of their gaming team and some of the titles that they've worked on. I think everyone's familiar with pretty much every title that's listed up there. I've played probably most all of them. Talk about Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, SimCity, The Sims, Cityville, Walking Dead, Minecraft, Roblox. You just go on and on. These are all big, powerful players. They have an award-winning music and VR creator, visual artists. And then they get a little bit into the story. There's how many creatures? I don't know if I don't know exactly how many creatures there are, but there's different creatures with different abilities and strengths. I'm sure there's going to be a play where you can upgrade them or evolve them. But IP, they've already developed long-term vision with their IP, and they've already secured contracts that allows every single asset that they mint to participate in the IP, and is already planned to have. We struck a first feature film deal with Fox Disney for all of our IP to be adapted into featured films. So every single asset holder already has plans to be part of films, as long as that asset holder obviously agrees. I'm sure they're going to have some sort of a contract there, as there's some big names involved. But Baba Yaga comes from my culture, Eastern Europe, and apparently that's now being turned into the Witchverse on Disney Plus, which is kind of exciting. And I think Baba Yaga was developed by a studio out of I want to say Poland, but somewhere in Eastern Europe area. And I grew up with Baba Yaga. She's the witch that we used to scare all little children when they don't want to do the right thing or eat their meal or not want to go to bed. Baba Yaga's going to come and get you. It's either that or the bear. But so like now to see games, I explored the game that studio put out, Baba Yaga. It was actually really cute, and they did a great job with it, especially the cartoons. And to see that now Disney's turning it into a feature, let's go. Global distribution. This is going on a global level. It's not just in any particular region. And because of their team and their backing and all the channels that they have, this promises to be a huge deal. There's already a game that they have in beta that they're not waiting for them to mint these NFTs to create a game with. They have a metaverse created for all their characters. Multiple games, in fact, that are in beta. Sorry, I misspoke. RPG. There's token-gated community and owning and rewards and multiple plays on NFTs. Wait, did this continue further? Characters, really, hundreds of characters, 1% of content created. Some of our characters include, yeah, okay, no, that's the end. And so, long story short, very, very, very exciting project. I think it may give Cleanosaurs a run for their money because of some of the backing and the global distribution channels available here. This isn't like Battle of the Collections, but yeah, kind of exciting, and can't wait to share more of this. They haven't announced mid price or mid date yet. Their Discord was almost very exclusive to get into because I won an allow list through a one of the groups that I'm into. I don't know if I need to share that or not. I don't know what the relations there or how that goes, but I got into their Discord. I had to wait in Discord like 2-3 weeks before they went through all their lists of all their winners, and they manually approved me to enter the Discord before I can do my verification that I'm a human. So like I couldn't verify that I'm a human until they approved me to get past their gate. That's and their Discord, I haven't looked since I was I can't enter my personal Discords often, but I keep the stores top of the list to remind me, and their Discord is up to, let's see, 40, it was 30 something, it's up to 42,000 members as of now, and they haven't even announced the mid date yet.
Yeah, that's extreme excitement, man. Like I'm not gonna try and act like Cleanosaurus can compete, but you know, they're different niches. Like I feel like they're taking the same attack route, right? Building the community, building that love for the IP before putting the product out. A lot of today, like people, they just kind of throw things at the wall and see what sticks. It's not really realistic to sink, 15 to 30 million dollars into a movie franchise that is unproven. And it's starting to make more sense to a lot of these investors in those types of endeavors, right? Like it's a lot more effective if you can build an IP that people love and that there is a actual social connection with through memes, through content, through people that they enjoy watching already, enjoying that content as well. So it's like we're moving into a new meta for entertainment. And I think that this new way that they're structuring it from the bottom up is gonna work out really well for a lot of projects if they do it right.
Exciting stuff. Exciting stuff. On that note, we've been at it for about an hour and a half. Satoshi's View, Tucker, thanks so much for joining us. A pleasure to have you. We're definitely going to bring you next week so you can show us what you couldn't show us today, even if it's just for a moment. You don't have to hang out with us the whole episode. You're more than welcome to, but you have to bring back what you couldn't bring today.
I appreciate it.
Any closing thoughts for our viewers for this episode?
No, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you guys for having me on. Really.
Thanks for being here, man. I learned a lot. I'm super excited. I'm mad that
you're not done. We're gonna get you set up.
Let's go. I love it.
All right. On that note, we'll call it a night. Thanks for everyone that tuned in. Remember, every Thursday. Wait. Next week, Thursday, we're going to be at E Denver.
Oh.
We may or may not have a next week episode. If I can, Evan and I are going to be together at IRL in Denver. But if we can manage it and still stream and share, maybe we can share some alpha from E Denver. I'm going to plan on it, see if I can wing it. It's always a little challenging, and right at conferences there's always a lot going on, and you're in between events and running up and down, and it's hard to sit at one space and have a full episode. So we'll do what we can. No promises for next week, but definitely the week after we'll be right back in a full swing and bring you some alpha if we don't bring it next week. And we'll definitely bring Satoshi's View back to play some of those or show us what he can show us today, and maybe more by then. Who knows? Because we're talking a week or two, and maybe we can drop more alpha or even make bigger announcements. So let's go. Let's go.
All right.
Thanks so much, everyone. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week or the week after. And if not, look us up at E Denver. We'll be all over at every event, and American Crypto Academy starts some funds representing. Maybe Satoshi's View makes it out. Maybe not. We'll go visit him in New York. Wait, did I just...
There we go.
To where you are. Let's go. Brooklyn,
they,
baby.
They know it's out there. So,
All right.
Cheers, everyone.
you guys.
See you guys.